All right, let's talk about the 2025 marketing playbook. Why? Because, let's be honest, the old ways of getting attention, they're just not working anymore. Your customers are way smarter, their expectations are through the roof, and if you're not evolving, you're pretty much becoming invisible. So let's dive in.
Just think about your day for a second. How many ads have you already scrolled past, skipped, or just completely tuned out? It feels like a nonstop barrage, right? So much of that old school marketing is all about interruption. But what if there was a better, more human way to connect?
Well, that better way, it's called inbound marketing. And the idea is simple. Instead of shouting at people, you start a real conversation with them. It's a strategy that's all about creating content and experiences that are so valuable, your ideal audience actually seeks you out. It's about building a real relationship from the get-go.
So to really get this, we've got to understand this massive shift in thinking. We're talking about moving away from a mindset of interruption and really leaning into one of genuine attraction.
The best way to think about it is this: the megaphone versus the magnet. Outbound marketing is that megaphone, just blasting out a generic message to everyone, hoping someone listens. It's all about fighting for attention. But inbound? That's the magnet. It pulls people in by offering something genuinely helpful, earning their attention because it's focused on their needs, not just what the brand wants to say.
Okay, so the philosophy makes sense, right? But what does this actually look like in practice, right now, as we head into 2025? Let's break down the fundamentals that are making the biggest difference. First up, personalization. And I'm not just talking about putting someone's first name in an email. That's old news. In 2025, people expect you to get them. This means using real behavioral insights and real-time triggers to deliver experiences that feel like they were made just for them at every single touchpoint.
Next, video is still an absolute powerhouse, but a one-size-fits-all approach is dead. You need a dual strategy. You've got your short-form stuff, think TikToks and Reels, to grab that initial attention. But you also need to pair it with long-form content, like deep dive tutorials or webinars, to build real authority and deliver serious value.
And the third big trend? Making your content a two-way street. I'm talking about things like quizzes, polls, calculators, stuff that turns a passive viewer into an active participant. And here's the magic. Every single one of those interactions gives you valuable data that you can then turn around and use to make your personalization even smarter. It's a beautiful cycle.
Now, of course, doing all of this stuff at scale, well, it would be pretty much impossible without the right tech. So let's pull back the curtain and look at the tools that are powering this new era of marketing.
And right at the heart of this entire revolution is artificial intelligence. You know, AI isn't some futuristic buzzword anymore. It's the engine that lets marketers analyze data, predict what's next, and execute their strategies with a speed and precision we could have only dreamed of a few years ago.
So how does it actually do it? Well, you can kind of break it down into three jobs. First, AI can sift through mountains of data to spot patterns in how people behave. Then, based on those patterns, it can make some shockingly accurate predictions about what a person is going to need or want next. And finally, it can actually generate super personalized content and tailored recommendations at a massive scale. This AI core then fuels your entire toolkit. You've got marketing automation to handle all the repetitive stuff, freeing you up to be creative. You've got conversational AI, these smart chatbots that act like a 24/7 frontline for your customers. And if you look just a little further down the road, you're seeing emerging tech like AR and VR creating these incredible, immersive brand stories. It all works together. Okay, so while all this technology sounds amazing, let's get real for a minute. The marketing landscape of 2025 has its fair share of hurdles. So let's talk about those challenges and, more importantly, the opportunities they create for people who are smart about it.
There are really two big ones. First, content oversaturation. I mean, everyone and their cousin is creating content, so cutting through that noise is tough. The opportunity? Stop focusing on quantity. Instead, create truly high-quality, insightful stuff that actually helps people. The second challenge is data privacy. People are, and should be, concerned about how their data is used. But this is a massive opportunity to build trust by being totally transparent about your policies and always asking for permission.
So, with all that in mind, where should you focus your energy? The 2025 playbook is crystal clear. The vast majority of your resources, we're talking a full 70%, should go to just two things: creating exceptional content and building rock-solid trust. The other pieces, like ethical messaging and data analytics, they're super important, but they only really work when that foundation of quality and trust is already there.
And you know, it all comes back to this one idea. This is really the core of the whole 2025 playbook. It's not about trying to game an algorithm or being the loudest voice in the room. It's about using technology to be more human, to build genuinely meaningful connections with people through personalization and valuable content.
So, as we wrap this up, I'm just going to leave you with this one question. Take a look at your own marketing strategies. Are you just broadcasting a monologue, shouting into the void and hoping someone listens? Or are you using these tools and this philosophy to build a real, meaningful, two-way connection with your audience? Because your answer to that question is going to define your success in 2025 and for a long time after.